Hey guys, this week on Next Thing I Knew, we are currently at Cotola in Boquete in the Chiriquí province in Panama. Cotola is a very famous coffee shop here in Panama. They've got coffee shops all over the country, but the one in Boquete is probably the most famous. It is in the center of town. I wanted us to do an episode of Next Thing I Knew here because it's just a staple. So I got my peppermint mocha for the holiday season. Go ahead and grab a cup of coffee, take a seat, and get ready to sip and listen to this crazy story we have today. That's good. Okay, so this week we are not pulling a story out of the jar because this is fresh, hot off the press. This happened to me 2 nights ago. Let me give a little background so you can understand what happened. But came to Boquete because I was going to a music/wellness festival, and it's the 28th of November when this occurred. We got here the night before the 27th and checked into one hotel. That hotel was sold out for the next night because it's a holiday here in Panama. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just get another hotel for the 28th of November for the next few nights since this one's sold out. So here comes the 28th, and we're like, let's go to the music festival, check it out. They have some opening events. We don't check into the other hotel because we want to go to the music festival and check it out. What I didn't know, and this is on me, I didn't know that there was going to be a parade all day. When I say all day in Boquete. I had no clue. Like, parades back home are a few hours, maybe half a day. No. Like, in Panama, they take it to a whole new level. So there was a parade because they're celebrating the separation from Spain, independence from Spain on the 28th. And I was unaware that basically the whole town shuts down. The main road that goes through Boquete is totally closed. Well, the hotel that we were changing to is on the main road. So that's one huge factor in the story. We go to where the music festival is. We do some of the opening events. We're hanging out. And I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. My friend's hungry. Let's go get something to eat. Let's have dinner. And maybe we should just go ahead and check into the hotel since there's this parade. And I'm worried about later if we can't check in. So we go, we have dinner. And it's like 8 o'clock at night. And we decide, okay, let's try and make it to the hotel to check in, drop off our stuff, and then we'll either go back to the music festival or figure out what the situation is. So if you've ever been to Boquete, you would know that when you go from the mountainous part to the main city, it's a 15-minute drive in this town. It took an hour and a half to get from where we were to the hotel. Where we were for dinner is on the main strip, but at the very end, headed towards the mountains. So it's not like we were far. We weren't in the mountains. We were at the very beginning of the strip. Okay, I'm gonna take another sip of this so I can keep going. God, I love peppermint. Peppermint mocha gets you in the mood for Christmas and the holidays, I swear. So anyways, an hour and a half to get to the hotel. But an hour and a half of trying to go around cars that are parked halfway on the street. So I'm driving, trying not to hit other vehicles. There's other people coming this way. They're trying not to hit me. I'm trying not to hit them. We get to an area close to the hotel. We can't even get to the hotel. We're going around the back. And we're coming down, and I see a parking lot on the left-hand side. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask them, how can we get to the parking for the hotel? And I pull in there, and I'm like, I'm trying to get to this hotel, and they're like, oh, there's no way. The street is totally blocked off. The only thing that you can do is park here and walk up to your hotel, but you're not gonna be able to get to the parking lot. I was like, okay, first of all, this isn't even close to walk with our suitcases. And no, like, I don't want to leave my car here. So I decide to go out, and they told me you can get to the hotel from the back. Like, I had already driven past the hotel, the back side of it, and they were like, you can get to the hotel from the back, but there's nowhere to park. So we decide, let's park behind the hotel and get our bags out and then ask the hotel where we can park. So we get our bags out, we talk to the receptionist, and I'm like, where can we park? And he's like, I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out. Like, oh, okay. So we check into our room, we get into the room. It is so loud because for parades here, it's a marching band. It's just one marching band after another, and all different schools come here to march. Mind you, I did not know that this parade was going to be happening. So I asked the receptionist, what time will it end? One of them tells me, oh, around 1 or 2 o'clock. I'm going to find a place to park my car. Before I'm leaving to move it to parking, I asked somebody else, what time do you think I would be able to bring my car and move it and put it in the parking lot here? He's like, oh, this doesn't end until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what? 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? I am sitting in the room and it sounds like somebody is taking the drums to my ears. I love music, but imagine trying to sleep to that. And I didn't have noise canceling headphones, so there was no way. My friend and I had the idea that we're gonna leave the hotel and sleep in the car somewhere, quiet, and away from the city center. My friend was really smart because she was like, the only thing I'm worried about is if we go and you sleep in the car and we have the windows down, you're gonna be freezing. So Boquete is cold, and I don't do well with cold weather. Growing up in the US, you would think that like cold weather is my thing. It's not at all. I do well in hot tropical climates. I do not do well in cold. And Boquete for me, especially at night, is very cold. So she said, let's take the duvet off of the hotel bed, put it in our suitcase. So we emptied out our suitcase, and we put the duvet cover into her suitcase along with pillows. And we left the hotel, got in the car, and we drove away from downtown into the mountains. We went to an undisclosed parking lot. I'm not going to say where because I'm not trying to get into trouble. We went to an undisclosed parking lot. Luckily, the car that I rented has 7 seats, and so the back row folds down. And we decided to fold the back row down and make ourselves as comfortable as possible. Next thing I knew, I'm sleeping in the back of a car in Boquete on the 28th of November. My friend can't sleep because she's the opposite of me. She loves cold, hates hot. The colder, the better for her. When we do road trips, she freezes me out. I have to wear jackets because I'm freezing. So I keep feeling her like moving, switching sides and stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? Next thing I knew, she is like, Janelle, wake up, wake up. And I'm like, oh. At this point, I was in La La world, in a whole different dimension, dream state, because I had passed out. Because the night before, we barely slept. I was exhausted. And she wakes me up, she's like, Janelle, wake up, wake up. What? And she's like, you're breathing really hard. And I was like, yeah, because I'm dreaming, dude. I was literally in a different dimension. She's like, no, I was afraid you were asphyxiated. And I'm like, no, I was just dead asleep. So she looks at how long it will take to get to our hotel, and she was like, okay, it looks like there's barely any traffic. Do you want to give it a shot? It's 3:30 in the morning. I was like, okay, let's try and make it back to the hotel. So we get in the car, get to the hotel. By the time we get to the hotel, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and we have to wake up early because we're going to go to a coffee tour and do some other things. So we get to the hotel. And we passed out. Luckily, there was parking, no roadblocks, there was no marching band playing, and we were able to sleep for a few hours. But yeah, so that's the night that I had to sleep in the back of my car instead of the hotel because there was no other option, honestly. We would have never been able to sleep if it wouldn't have been for the back of that car. So that's the night that the car became the hotel. So like I said, I have proof for most of the stories that have happened to me. Now, I can't always show the proof because people are in the videos or the photos, and to protect their privacy, I will not do that. But in this case, I have a video of me laying in the back of the car, so here's my proof. You may be asking yourself, how did I wind up here? Good question. I'm asking myself the same thing. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's edition of Next Thing I Knew. I hope you enjoyed that story. It was a little bit crazy. It's actually the newest story that I have. So hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to tune in next Wednesday for next week's episode of Next Thing I Knew. See you there. Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Panama on a Plate. We actually are not using the wheel this week because we are currently in Boquete in Chiriquí in Panama, and we are gonna go check out the rock here in Boquete. So come along as we discover the different flavors of Panama Fork first at the rock in Boquete. See you there.